production of the Department of Broadcasting and Journalism at Western Illinois University.
This is News 3 with live breaking news.
And we begin with breaking news this morning. I'm Mackenzie Yerby.
And I'm Major Ball. Thanks so much for joining us this morning, Friday, March 1st, 2019. It's a day that's been on many people's minds for several months. A round of massive layoffs is expected today for faculty and staff at Western Illinois University. News 3's Devin Brooks recently sat down with President Jack Thomas regarding the school's financial state.
There are difficult decisions that have to be made, and it's not easy. But at the same time, we want people to know that we're here for them.
As of now, there is no word on what time layoffs will be announced today. We'll continue to follow this story on our website and our social media platforms.
Devin Brooks also spoke to President Thomas about the defunding of Tri-State's public radio, which begins today.
We looked at everything. No stone is unturned here at this institution. And we looked at everything. And that was one of the decisions that was made so that they'll be self-sufficient. Some programs have to be self-sufficient, and that was one of them.
Later in the show, we will speak with Sharon Faust, the Director of Development for TSPR, to learn more about the future of the station.
WIU's former interim provost and academic vice president has retired. Kathy Newman worked at the university since 1995. She worked in the office of the provost and academic vice president since July 2011. Prior to that, Newman worked in the School of Computer Sciences, serving as a professor and later the department chair. Before WIU, Newman worked at UCLA between 1992 and 1995.
Administration at WIU is considering 18 different programs to eliminate. Last month, the APER committee, which is made up of only faculty members from each college and the library, provided their recommendations on which programs should be cut or combined with others. The Board of Trustees will now review the report and then vote on which, if any, programs will be eliminated. The full recommendations by the APER committee can be found on our website.
Western Illinois University student government held an open forum to talk about parking issues on campus. News 3's Jasmine Yates has more.
Student Government Association helps WIU students get their parking questions answered. SGA officer Daria Levchenko says fines aren't fun, but there are always ways to avoid them.
If you did choose to park in a parking lot where you're not supposed to, or in a meter lot that went overtime, I mean, you did choose to do that, so you are going to get a fine for it. But I think something else could be done about it, where you get a warning on your account or something like that, and if you've done that multiple times, then you should get a fine.
At the public meeting, students were allowed to stand and voice their safety concerns. Students would pay a lot of money for their safety.
I wouldn't even mind paying $50 more for, like, I would pay $100, I would pay $100 to make sure that I have a guaranteed spot.
SGA invited a university staff member who was specialized in parking issues, but they canceled. Reporting for News 3, I am Jasmine Yates.
The SGA took notes to send to the university administration so that students could be heard.
In national news, President Trump's former personal attorney, Michael Cohen, continued his testimony to Congress this Thursday. Cohen spent much of yesterday testifying behind closed doors to the House Intelligence Committee.
It was very productive. As I said, I'm committed to telling the truth, and I will be back on March 6th to finish up. There's more to discuss.
House Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Sheriff understands the desire for transparency, but stated that some issues need to be discussed behind closed doors.
I think we all feel it was a very productive interview today, where he was able to shed light on a lot of issues that are very core to our investigation.
Cohen did testify in an open hearing on Wednesday for the House Committee on Oversight and Reform. He is set to return to Capitol Hill on March 6th to continue testifying in more closed-door hearings.
There are many outdoor events planned for this weekend, but will the weather cooperate? Molly Naslin has our weather update.
Good morning, guys. Yes, this weekend is looking to be a cold one, and there is the polar plunge coming up on Sunday. Go ahead, go out, but just be aware that the high on Sunday will only be 22 degrees, very windy coming straight out of the north, and the average water temperature for the state of Illinois is 37 degrees. Now that is 37 degrees Fahrenheit. The water is right around freezing, so please, if you do participate in these acts, make sure that you take the safety precautions, and we do have this cold system getting ready to move through the area as we roll into the weekend. We'll have more on that coming up afterwards. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Molly. So as you said, the polar plunge is this weekend, so it is going to be cold, but the good thing about the polar plunge is that it does raise money for the Special Olympics in Illinois. Yep. So it has moved. It used to be at a lake, but now it is right outside of Western Hall, so students can attend. And also there will be a post-plunge party.
Molly, come over. Join us.
Yeah, Molly, come join us.
Hey, guys.
So there will be a party right after you plunge. So there will be hopefully blankets and stuff there so people can warm back up.
Yep.
And also, it raises money, so you have to have $100 with all of your team in order to plunge. So that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, the 21st Annual Maple Syrup Festival is tomorrow, which is held at Argyle Lake. You'll be able to tour the maple grove, tap into a maple tree, and you'll be able to boil down the sap to make syrup. And there will also be activities for children to take part in tomorrow.
Now, it may be March, but the honeymoon feels of February are still in the air. For one couple, the smell of produce and grocery were in the air as well.
Yeah, that's right. These newlyweds tied the knot at a high V to one of our neighbors just north of us in Muscatine. How did they get permission to do this? Well, they won a competition that over 40 couples entered into, which was the store's I Do on Aisle 2 contest, and Isaiah and Kayla Long happened to be the winners. Anyone shopping at the store was also able to view the ceremony, and they had a reception right there in the store as well.
I don't know how I feel about that. But congratulations to them for getting married. And speaking of a new place to get a meal, the University Farm just started a new project that serves students and the community. Leatherneck Country Meats is open for business, and it aims to provide bundles of pork to the area. The hogs are raised by agriculture students who will also run the entire operation.
I think that is a great way for the community to have a bundle of meat that comes from a local university raised by students to support the university.
Leatherneck Country Meats offers 3 different bundles. Meat will go on sale once a year. Coming up after the break, we will find out the winner of our Choose the News poll.
That's right, it was pretty close. We'll find out next. You're watching Good Morning Macomb.
National Broadcasting Society helps the future of broadcasting get the tools needed to succeed in an ever-growing media world. At Western Illinois University, the professional connections students bring to our chapter of NBS have opened doors to networking possibilities that students otherwise wouldn't have. The opportunities we are given as students at WIU allow us to make connections today for success tomorrow.
They gave me Vicodin after my knee surgery. They kept prescribing it, so I kept taking it. I didn't know it would be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
I chose Western Illinois University because I could get involved right away. You're going to gain experience. I'm going to be able to just become successful right out the gate. I'll be a news reporter and eventually become a news anchor one day. I've always felt that as a strong speaker, I could be a voice for the voiceless, but as long as I continue to believe in myself, work hard, and show that I want to put my best foot forward, I think that anything is possible.
Welcome back. I'm Andrew Ball.
And I'm Mackenzie Yerby. Every Good Morning Macomb will allow you, the viewer, to vote on stories you want to see in the show.
That's right. She's talking about our Choose the News poll. Polls are found each week on our Facebook page with a variety of stories to choose from that will air here on Good Morning Macomb. So what we have this week is our Choose the News poll, and what ended up winning was, with 56% of the vote, somebody in Berlin painted a massive Mona Lisa on the side of a hotel. You've likely seen the famous Mona Lisa, but not like this. Artists gave a legendary masterpiece a monster-sized makeover. Jeremy Roth has today's Take a Look at This.
Many people are surprised by how small the Mona Lisa is when they see it in person. But this replica of the famous painting in Germany doesn't have that problem. It's massive. An artist collective created the reproduction on the side of a hotel in Berlin. It's roughly 52 feet tall and 36 feet wide and took a week to create. After they finished, the artists apparently noticed her smile wasn't quite right, so they had to reconstruct the scaffolding to give Mega Mona a slight facelift. And now for your moment of zen, man. A couple in California recently built a replica of the iconic VW light bus, made famous by its appearance at Woodstock. Dr. Robert Hieronymus, the artist who painted the original bus, led a team to restore the art to the replica. The bus is set to make an appearance at the 50th anniversary of the famous festival later this year. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
That is amazing that they were able to, I mean, you saw the scaffolding, but that they were able to,
huge.
Yeah, put that on the side of a hotel.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Because many people are surprised at how small the Mona Lisa is.
It is, yeah.
Well, coming up after the break, Molly Naslin here will have a look at our weekend forecast.
On Tuesday, November 6th, our state will be making some important decisions.
You might think it's not important,
or your vote doesn't matter.
But that's not true.
If you don't know how
or where to register,
visit vote.gov.
Make your voice heard.
Create your success at Western Illinois University. Automatic scholarships and affordable education and more are all yours at Western Illinois University. Apply today at wiu.edu.
Leah, did you put a new dent in that?
This one? No.
Were you texting and driving again?
Yes.
Hi, Leah.
Hi, Dad.
Sorry about your bumper.
I want to be able to stand in front of a camera and tell people the story of what the weather's going to be like that day, or be able to tell people, hey, there's something coming your way, you need to take cover, you need to watch out. And being able to stand in front of a camera and tell not only people who are directly involved but their family members as well, like, this is what's going on. It's been very important to me because, you know, being in those situations where you are relying on the news to tell you what's going on, I like to be a part of that and helping people with that. Good morning, Macomb, and welcome back. Today is the first day of March. However, our temperatures aren't really feeling that way. Current temperature right now is about 25 degrees, partly cloudy skies. We do have a little bit of sun peeking in and out. Winds are very gentle out of the northeast at 5 miles per hour. High humidity, but that will continue to drop as our temperatures increase throughout the day. Low dew point at 18 degrees. Now, as I said before, our average high for the first day of March is about 43 degrees. We're not going to be seeing that today. We are going to get close, though. Record high, 65. I would take that right now. But like I said, we are going to get warmer than what we have been in the past few days. We do have a little bit of a system off to the northwest, but that's going to stay to our north. We're not really going to be seeing anything from that system. We see the sun come up, a little bit of snow to our north and south still, and only a little bit of clouds over us still for this morning, but that sun will be peeking through as the day goes on. Today, our temperatures are going to get up to about 38 degrees here in Macomb, 39 in Beardstown, and 39 in Quincy. So not quite to that 43-degree average, but getting close. Tonight, we're going to start seeing that cold shift. 22-degree low in Macomb, 25 in Beardstown, and 25 in Quincy. Tomorrow, not quite as warm, right at the freezing mark here in Macomb. Keokuk also right at the freezing mark. Quincy, we're going to be at 34, so just a little bit above. Tomorrow night, we're going to get just a little bit colder with 19 degrees in Macomb, 23 in Beardstown, and 23 in Quincy. Looking ahead at tonight, again, we will have a low temperature of 22 degrees. Gentle winds out of the west-northwest at 9 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies, so not too bad. Tomorrow, high of 32 degrees. This is when the winds will start to shift out of the north at 10 miles per hour, so picking up as we head into the weekend. Looking at your 5-day, again, Sunday, a high of only 22 degrees, but as we go into the afternoon, -2 for a low in the evening. It's going to be getting very cold. Monday, high of only 15 degrees, but Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll start to see that little bit of a warm up with a high of 21 on Tuesday and a high of 32 on Wednesday.
Yes. Somebody arrest this woman. I'm tired of these cold temperatures.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep them warm. It's just not working.
Hey, today's not too bad without the wind. So what is coming soon? It's a new segment here on Good Morning Macomb, where we will tell you about new developments in our area. Well, several new businesses are opening at the corner of Jackson and Dudley in Macomb. I spoke with John Bannon, the Community Development Coordinator for the city. He says a new Haymakers, which is a fresh food convenience store and gas station, as well as a Pet Supplies Plus and a Wash and Wind laundromat are also opening at that corner. Bannon says the business is expected to open in mid-March. Now, if there's a development that you are curious about, reach out to us on our social media platforms, and we will try to get those questions answered.
Coming up next on Good Morning Macomb, we sit down with Sharon Faust, the Director of Development at Tri-States Public Radio. Straight ahead.
I started to think about doing broadcasting my freshman year. I started calling some football games for the freshman football team. My high school didn't really have a broadcasting program like some do, and so a lot of my stuff was just PA for different sports, for basketball, for volleyball. And my mom signed me up for a visit to come to Western on a Discover Western Day. And I walked through the doors of the rec center, and Buzz Hoon shook my hand and said, "Zach Stone, I've seen all your footage, I know who you are, and you belong here." And that's what really makes WIU feel like home.
Disaster tips from the objects left behind.
My home wasn't insured, but you can check your insurance policy now to make sure you're covered. Oh.
My savings are lost, but you can put money aside and plan for unexpected disaster costs.
We're lost forever, but you can scan important documents now so they survive.
For more tips on how to prepare, visit ready.gov.
The first time I met Morris, the door flew open and I got this larger-than-life personality talking at the top of his lungs.
Hey, how you doing today?
Oh man, I totally forgot. Hold on, let me get this for you. Just had a magnetic energy. So I thought, all right, we're definitely gonna be friends.
Drop off a warm meal and get more than you expect. Volunteer at americaletsdolunch.org.
America, let's do lunch!
Why I love to do sports anchoring? Because, it's talking about sports. I decided to come to Western because I wanted an experience that wasn't like some other schools. I did color commentary for one volleyball game. I was terrified. I never did any broadcasting in high school, but when I was talking, it was all, staggered, and I had no idea what I was saying. And now
I've done so many different games as a color commentator, play-by-play, now sports anchor. Every show and every game, it gets easier and easier, and I get more comfortable doing it.
Welcome back. I'm Mackenzie Yerby.
And I'm Andrew Ball. We are in the studio this morning with Sharon Faust, who is the Director of Development at Tri-States Public Radio.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you
this
for
morning.
being here. Yes, I know it's a tough day. What is the atmosphere like at the radio station?
Well, I will tell you, it's a sad day for everybody here in the tri-state region. It's going to be difficult for a lot of people. The folks at the radio station have known for a while that our situation is changing, but you know, they come to work every day, professionals, they do their job, and it's for the circumstance, it's pretty positive. Everybody is a professional, they come in, work as hard as possible, and report the news, we raise the money, and keep our community informed of what's going on in Tri-States region.
So what, can you explain the fundraiser and why you guys had to do it?
Well, with the appropriated dollars from the university stopping as of today, we are now fully responsible for paying the salaries and benefits for all the people who work at Tri-States Public Radio. So we have a three-pronged approach to fundraising, with donor contributions being asked to do a little more than they've done in the past to make up some of the difference. We also have grants. We also have, the university is still funding us in ways that are not with the dollars. They own our facilities, they own our license, they process our payroll, they manage our money. So we are grateful for all those services. It's a grateful thing. But that's kind of in the nutshell, with the cash that we are not getting to pay salaries. We are responsible for that. And so we have done very well in fundraising. We have a long way to go, and as I've mentioned to others, our need is still great. It's significant and ongoing, and it will, we will have this need for as long as we broadcast.
Our Devin Brooks sat down with President Jack Thomas. We have a quote that we'd like to play, and we'll discuss it on the other side.
Okay.
I'm a supporter, and I've been giving long before this, and I continue to give. And I believe in public radio. But there comes a time where you can't do everything.
Now, how do you react to what he said?
Well, times have changed. The university's situation is grim. We are fortunate that we have good supporters who support the station. And, you know, we were devastated to know that this cut was coming to us. People have stepped up. We have a long way to go. Our goal is, of course, to maintain our service at the same level it is. And listener support is helping us figure that all out.
So you guys broke a story about Kathy Newman and her new position, but a few days later she resigned. Yeah. So do you think your story had something to do with her resignation?
I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question for Kathy.
Now, there were several stories over the course of, before that the funding was decided, that some might call critical of the university. Do you think that played a role in the decision to defund the radio station?
Again, I don't know that any of our stories would have played a role, and I will say that our stories are not critical of the university. It depends on your perspective. We pride ourselves in being truthful, honest, and simply reporting the facts. We don't slant them. We don't try to slander anyone or do anything that would be questionable. It's simply reporting of the facts, and sometimes the facts are not good facts in terms of, I don't want to hear it, but we still need to hear the news, whether it's happy news or not.
Well, I'm afraid we're running out of time, but we do have an event that you are hosting tonight. There we are. 7 p.m. tonight at 320 West University Drive, which is your studio. The event tonight, a concert, and the cost at the door is just a donation.
It's a donation. It's a fundraiser for Tri-States Public Radio.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
Sharon,
thank you so much.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, you bet.
Thank you,
you.
Sharon.
Thank you.
And we will be right back after break.
I learned broadcasting for 3 years in high school, so towards my senior year, I was pretty much invested in wanting to pursue a career. And I do enjoy it now, but I'm searching for a way to make sure that it's something that I want to pursue after college. That way, I'll be able to wake up every day and say, this is something I want to do, this is something that I love, this is something that I can teach, I can spread, I can affect people with.
I don't remember how it started. Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
I was living in a shelter, juggling 3 jobs. I had to be resilient. That's something that you can't teach.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
We do have some colder temperatures in store for us this weekend. I know it is first day of March. It's supposed to feel like spring. Not quite yet. Saturday, we're going to start getting a little bit colder, 32 degrees for a high and cloudy. Sunday for the polar plunge, a high of only 22, a low in the negatives with cloudy skies. There was a little bit of a chance for snow. That's not in the forecast anymore. Monday, we'll finally see some sunshine with a high of only into the teens. Tuesday and Wednesday is when we'll start to see that warm up again with a high of 21 on Tuesday and a high of 32 on Wednesday with partly cloudy skies for both days. And the lows will go from the single digits to the double digits as we go from Tuesday into your Wednesday for the last week before break.
Bitter cold. I think spring break is on a lot of people's minds.
Yes.
Mackenzie, we have something for you this morning.
Okay.
Because you've joined us. This is your first show.
First show, yes.
Many people probably know you from ESPN's coverage of football games
Yes.
on Saturday. So we just want to welcome you.
Thank you so much.
Our Good Morning Macomb team, and whether or not you can see it, but Hy-Vee did a wonderful job.
Thank
and,
you.
GMM, Good Morning Macomb.
Thank you so much, Andrew. Thank you guys for welcoming me on here. Obviously, I was nervous, my first show ever, but I'm excited to see where the rest of the semester goes.
Well, as you may have noticed, things might have been a little rough today just because we did try a lot of new things.
Yes.
And if we could take camera 2, because we have a lot of people in here that have helped us today, and we all want to thank them, those who have written the show, and Rebecca's there behind camera 2. But everybody here, we just want to say thank you. And we hope that you'll enjoy some of our new changes today. That is all the time we have for you this morning.
Yes.
We won't be here next week. Some of us will be in Philadelphia. We'll be here 2 weeks from now.
2 weeks, yes.
Goodbye.
Thank you.